Have you ever seen something from the corner of your eye that wasn't there when you looked again? How about hearing from a friend of a friend that while they were hiking somewhere, they thought they saw something impossible, but when they spoke to a ranger, there was always a simple explanation that left you unsatisfied? My name is Jack, and this is my colleague Chris. And we're senior wardens for the Creature Conservation Initiative. We protect the world from the creatures of superstition and myth, but more importantly, protect those same creatures from the world. Well, hello there, people. How are you doing?
Hello.
How is everyone feeling? How is everyone diddling? How is everyone doing? What are they up to?
Please don't diddle on this podcast.
Hey, diddle away. I'm not going to shame you.
I am.
I'm not shaming any of you.
I am shaming
Chris is a
each
prude,
and
but
every
I
one
will
of
not
you.
shame you, which is quite funny because Germans, they're usually not that prudish. Anyway, Chris, how are you doing apart from being a prude?
Well, I'm
Diddle away.
I'm 100% certified diddle free. I am doing fantastic apart from a little lack of sleep, but other than that, I'm doing fine. I'm waiting for the summer to return. I am sick of the cold. I'm sick of the heating. I'm also sick of my neighbors doing construction, which is really drilling into my brain as much as it is drilling into the wall. But yeah, other than that, I'm doing fantastic and only going slightly mad. How about you?
I'm doing okay. I was enjoying the start of this podcast until, for some reason, the way that you said diddling made it sound a little bit uncouth. If I'm perfectly honest.
I have never heard a context in which diddling didn't sound bad.
Well, diddling, I was talking, like Simpsons, like Ned Flanders kind of diddling, not like P. Diddy.
It's Look, Flanders is a diddly-do. That's something entirely different than diddling.
Oh no! It's something about your voice and accent. It just makes it sound so much worse.
The diddler.
Oh no! Oh God. Anyway,
see what you've created.
You ruined
diddling
my
buffoon.
Fun. You ruined my fun.
Good.
I was enjoying it. Typical bloody Germans, always taking away the fun.
It's true. Fun is illegal in Germany.
Yeah, you can't smile, otherwise you get fined euros.
It's true. And then you get put in jail with the other diddlers.
God damn it. Anyway, I'm not asking you what you've been up to any further because I don't want to know at this point.
Fair enough. You've
lost the privilege. Would you like to know about the creature that we're going to talk about today?
Privilege.
Would you like to know about the creature today?
I mean, I guess.
Well, that's what we're here for.
Kind of sad about my privilege, but sure, the creature, I guess.
We're going to talk about a creature that pretty much everyone will have heard of at some point in their lives. It is synonymous with mythology. It's pretty much stretches over so many cultures in so many different ways, and I will be amazed if anyone who listens to this podcast in any way, shape, or form tells me they have not heard of this creature before. It is the Phoenix.
Never heard of it.
Sod off. No, yeah. I'm assuming you have heard of the Phoenix. You know what a Phoenix
I've diddled lots of
phoenixes
in my time.
God damn it. Now there is no way of getting around that one. There is no second meaning. Stop diddling phoenixes. I'm starting to get an idea of why you haven't been sent to this creature. Right. Anyway, yeah, so the Phoenix. Basically, Chris, we're going to start off slightly differently on this one. What do you know about the Phoenix? Tell me what you know about it, because it's such a well-known creature. What are you aware of when it comes to the Phoenix?
What am I aware of? That's in general not a lot, but also with regards to the Phoenix, I know bird, I know flames, I know rebirth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's pretty much it, I think. Beautiful colors, allegedly. So I haven't seen one in person, but yeah, that's pretty much my mental image of it. If you kill it, it just, does a big fire and then flies off again because, why not?
Yeah. And that's the end of the show. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening.
Thank you so much.
No.
Please,
I know we're
please
making that
don't
joke every
diddle
single
at
time.
home, folks.
No, yeah, basically a lot of what you're saying, it follows that same formula every single time. So it is an immortal bird, and it is, as far as we are concerned, a true immortal creature. There is no way in which it seems to have actually died. However, it potentially has died, or it hasn't died. We're not 100% certain here at CCI, because here's the other
bird situation where we don't know what happens where it dies and it just disappears into its own arse.
No, it's not quite like it disappears up its own arse. However, what it is with the phoenix is that there is actually only a single phoenix. If you look at mythology, to a certain degree, they agree with that. There is only a single phoenix.
Yeah.
But there are some areas of mythology, some cultures that have what is essentially the phoenix, just under a different name.
Yeah.
That is they seem to think there are quite a few, but from our point of view at the CCI, there is only a single phoenix. So that single phoenix hasn't actually allowed us to, experiment on it or, go through any of its...
Didn't allow you to diddle.
Stop it. Meaning that we've got very limited things. Pretty much everything we've got from the phoenix is an observational kind of research.
Yeah, I get it.
With the phoenix, as far as we're concerned, there is a single phoenix. We have only ever been able to confirm one phoenix, and if you look at the myth and the legend, some people's kind of cultures believe that the phoenix dies and is reborn the same phoenix. Some believe that the child of the phoenix is born from the ashes of the parent.
Oh.
One thing that is a few things that are pretty much always consistent with the phoenix is it is seen as a flaming bird of some kind. It's in different cultures. So the Greek culture, it was connected with the god of the sun, Helios. In the Egyptian culture, it was a creature named the Bennu, and it was connected with the sun god Ra.
Okay.
And pretty much all the information about the phoenix keeps pointing to this idea of it being the sun, fire, bird, rebirth, as you've said. It's all about it is reborn, it is recreated, and we can't confirm whether every time the phoenix dies, the same phoenix is reborn, or if it is the child of the phoenix is reborn as a result of the death of the parent. And I do say parent singular. The one thing that is pretty much confirmed about it is they don't breed, they don't, procreate in some way. There can only be a phoenix from the death of a phoenix.
Yeah.
That is how they sustain themselves.
Yeah, I mean, if it's really only a single one, breeding would be hard otherwise. So I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. I wasn't aware that they got around so much. It seems basically around the entire world, more or less.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at historian kind of debate about it, about the phoenix itself, they say it's a very, very odd creature in that it appears in pretty much every single culture going. Okay. So it's like I've been able to find information on it being the ancient Egyptian bird. It's in Greece, it's in Rome, it's in Europe, it's in China, Korea, Japan, Vietnam, India, Arabia, Persia. It's everywhere. This creature kind of stretches all around the world in some way, and it's always there, and it's always following a very similar formula, apart from in India, Arabia, and Persia, where there's a slight difference to some of the aspects of it. But again, it's still a creature that is reborn from the ashes.
It makes me think a little bit of a dragon, you know, a fiery flying creature that's known all around the world. Is there any kind of connection in there, or
not that we've been able to find? There's no connection to dragons. It's not got scales. It's not reptilian. It's not. It doesn't seem to kind of follow in that route. You never know. Like, potentially there could be some kind of common ancestor really, really far back, and this is a kind of a mutation of a dragon. We're just not sure. There doesn't seem to be there. And one day we'll talk about dragons, but not today. That's going to be a fun one. There's a lot of dragons.
I mean, we've had a few kinds of dragons already, so...
As pretty much everyone seems to know, it's pretty much considered to be a creature of Greek mythology. However, there is some discussion that it is actually a creature of Egyptian mythology. So it's well known within the Egyptian mythology because this, as I say, this kind of Bennu is a bird that appears to go to the temple of Ra. This is where some of the immolation stuff comes in, the fire, you know, the death of the bird thing comes in. So some people believe that the phoenix actively just combusts itself. It just suddenly sets fire. But if you go with the Egyptian myth, what it does is it goes and dives into the fire at the temple and burns itself, which some people believe again.
Ooh,
there are some
like a self-barbecue.
Essentially, yeah. There are some versions of the myth that state that when it is ready to die, it creates like a nest out of boughs and, you know, flammable wood and things like that. Weirdly enough, spices. So apparently it likes to self-season. And
why not?
Exactly.
Very considerate.
Very, very considerate. And then again, it just seems to either combust or self-immolate. But the whole idea is some people believe it comes from the Egyptian because of this idea of the Bennu bird that just flies into the temple of Ra and self-burns or flies into a fire. However, again, some of the historians believe that, again, that was influenced by Greek mythology. So its exact origins, who saw it first, essentially, is hard to kind of come along and find out. But it's been used as a symbol of rebirth, a symbol of rising from the ashes. I mean, this is why everyone knows about it. It's basically the poster child of becoming someone new, walking through the flames and being cleansed, becoming another creature, becoming another person, becoming something completely different, and renewing yourself. And it's not just on people, but it works on empires, which is why it's been seen in Greek and Roman and the Persian empires and the Egyptian. You know, it's just this. It's always there, and it even kind of stretches back into medieval times, where again the phoenix on your crest, on the money, it's always some kind of symbol of new things, as we know in our current life. People use it as a symbol.
Yeah.
The creature itself, though, has been said to be seen at important historical events. So some cultures, like the Romans, sometimes considered it to be a omen of negativity, or to symbolize a massive change or something. Oh, yes, yeah.
I didn't expect that.
To be fair, with the Romans, it's less negativity. It's just the arrival of the Phoenix was something that was seen at a very, very bad time in Roman history. So, moment. So, for example, a Phoenix allegedly appeared in Egypt in 36 CE as an omen of Caligula's terrifying reign.
Okay.
So the sighting of the phoenix in a different country seemed to be an omen of an awful thing for Rome, essentially. And some cultures just overall see them as quite negative, like the Indian, Arabian, kind of Persian side of things, where they actually see them as huge creatures. So one thing we haven't talked about yet is essentially the appearance and the size of the phoenix. The phoenix itself, generally you think yellows, reds, golds, fiery, and all of that kind of thing. And people tend to see them as being large bird size, but you're probably talking like a big eagle kind of thing, rather than like a massive bird.
I mean, my main interaction with phoenixes is from Final Fantasy, so I'm somewhere between bear and elephant-sized bird, mentally.
Well, you would definitely be more on the Indian, Arabian, Persian side of things then, because there are some reports that state that the phoenix is larger than an ostrich.
Yeah.
And if you keep going, they think that these creatures are so big. There is a story of one phoenix that flies by an elephant and a giant tortoise that is in a fight, and it simply picks up both of them in its talons for lunch.
Okay. Sure, why not?
Yeah. So there are some cultures that think they're absolutely massive. Some cultures, though, however, think they are like right down to the size of a rooster.
Oh.
What we have come to believe is that people have just seen them at different stages of its life cycle.
That makes sense.
But we also don't think it's quite the same size as like a small car. We've not seen it at quite that size. We think that's probably where the myth starts taking over, and you've got a little bit of hyperbole in what you're being told.
It's somewhere between a chicken and a car. That
somewhere
narrows it down.
Well, the largest one I've seen is, I would probably put it around kind of ostrich size.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty damn big.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to square up to it, that's for certain.
Did you square up to it?
No, I didn't square up to it. But and the thing about the colours, again, if you look back at myths, if you look back at legends, everything keeps saying something along the lines of, oh, it's reds, it's golds. However, there have been some legends that turn around and state that it's like a peacock in colours and shapes. Okay. Some have it as reds and yellows. Some give it red legs and striking yellow eyes. There are some that give it blue sapphire-like eyes. And there are some legends that state that it's yellow golden scales all over their legs and rose-coloured talons. Again, the CCI's records state it changes colour over its age.
Makes sense.
And I'm betting you're now wondering how old the phoenix can get.
I mean, if it's one phoenix that's getting reborn, technically infinite probably, but yeah, tell me what you actually mean.
So the life cycle of it, the legends again generally say anywhere between 500 years and 1,140 years.
That's an old bird. Also, it's an oddly specific upper end.
I know, it seems to be strange, but generally a lot of the myths and legends come back and say about 540 years. And so far, unfortunately, the CCI hasn't been around for 540 years.
God damn it, CCI.
We've not been able to confirm it. However, what we have been able to do is actually see it be reborn recently.
Fancy. So basically, we have started the stopwatch.
We have started the stopwatch, and hopefully the CCI will still be around in 540 or 1,140 years.
Of
Who
course
knows?
They will.
Maybe we will still be wardens of the CCI in that time.
Sure. We'll be making a space podcast talking about all the eldritch horrors out in the universe.
Oh, I'm going to recommend that you deal with the eldritch horrors.
Yeah. Seems like they would send me to the eldritch horrors.
Yeah, mostly because I'd bribe someone. But I ain't dealing with them. Screw that.
Maybe they're friendly. Maybe you just Gotta get to know them.
Yep, Eldritch Horror sounds real friendly.
They're misunderstood, like the diddlers.
God damn it. I'd forgotten about you and your diddling.
It was my diddling. You started
It certainly
diddling.
was. I'm pushing it onto you, my friend.
We have everything recorded here. That's not gonna work.
Yes, but we know what people are like. The last thing they hear is what they believe.
God damn it, that's true. Well,
So,
not dealing with that. I'm off to deal with the Eldritch Horrors instead.
amazing. Yeah, so do you want to know basically about me going and dealing with a phoenix?
I wanted to say no, but I think I made that joke about 3 times already. So yes, tell me more about it.
Yeah, so it was quite a spectacular situation. Yeah,
It's a spectacular creature.
It certainly is a spectacular creature, and we've actually had a team that have been not following the phoenix, but we have a team who's specifically a phoenix team who catalogue any sightings, who go to sites where they believe the phoenix is around, try and gather information because we want to know more about this creature, because some of the things about it is people believe that it has the power to heal people believe it has the power to immolate people.
Okay.
We've not been able to find out whether either of those two are true yet, because again, it doesn't really let us be close by. But that's that team's kind of job. They go out, there's about a team of 10 wardens, some of the research guys, some of the, just general investigators. It's just a full team who go out and they follow the phoenix around, they try and gather information, and they try to do it at a respectful distance.
So it's 10 people's job to follow a bird around and look at it from a distance.
Yes.
And
welcome to
and then
bureaucracy.
finances are badgering me about my budget when I want a new laptop.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, it seems to be a massive, massive waste, but I think they just really want lots of information about it. Who knows? Maybe one of the members of the board of the CCI are actually an evil person who's trying to find a way to live like completely immortally, and one day you and I will have to fight them.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not against researching a creature or observing it, but a 10-person team just to follow it around seems kind of excessive when you don't even interact with it. Seems like an intern with a camera would do the trick.
Maybe, but you're going to hate it even more, because we started getting some talk like about 3-4 weeks ago where they thought, based on how other creatures act when they're coming towards end of life and things like that, they were thinking that the phoenix was actually getting close to end of life.
Okay.
And so I don't know if you noticed, about 3 weeks ago, the entire like CCI like apparatus just basically went nuts. There was lots and lots of closed door meetings. There was lots of people being dragged in. They were trying to pull together teams of various things. They were asking people if they were free to go and do X, Y, Z. And yeah, so what was happening was they were trying to plan for going and seeing this creature.
Fair enough.
And trying to observe its actual, rebirth.
So are you going to tell me? Are you about to tell me that you were actually there for a once in 1,000-year event?
Yes.
And nobody even asked me. You didn't ask me. You piece of diddle.
I don't know if that works the way you want it to.
I don't care.
I know. It was you were dealing with something, and I'm sure we're going to hear about what that creature is soon. But I was actually just in between.
Fun in comparison.
I was in between some creatures. There's a video. I'll show you the video later, I promise. But yeah, so they called. They were calling wardens all over the place because no one was sure where it was actually going to land to, be reborn.
No.
So they were just sending wardens into random parts of the world
Okay.
where we'd kind of like pulled together, thinking that the Phoenix might be based there. All our research seems to be it's making nest here, it's making nest there. Because it does fly around the world.
But
It's one of the reasons why it is so well known, because it does just fly everywhere.
why does it need a nest if it doesn't breed?
I don't know. Maybe it likes a nice bed. It's, you have a bed and you don't breed.
Well,
Checkmate.
it's almost not. A bed is also not primarily used to, store your eggs and your younglings.
And a nest is somewhere for them to return as like it's their home.
I'm not sure about that, to be honest. But I'm not
Well,
a
that's what I'm going
birdologist.
with.
Anyway, back to a regularly scheduled programming. Getting us sidetracked, I think.
They'd actually just stationed me in somewhere I'm not going to tell you because we don't want people going there. But I was one of the closest wardens to the area, so I took control of a few local assets, shall we say. A few people who, not actually CCI wardens themselves, but who could control and prevent people from getting into certain areas.
Sure.
And so, as I was kind of setting up, I had lots of camera equipment that I was putting up all over the place just to get information. I was trying, I was giving geolocations for satellites so that they could capture. We were going all out. We were calling in favors all over the place to get this pretty much all recorded in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And so while I was
sure
there,
would have liked to help.
Oh, it would have been lovely. You would have enjoyed it. It was great.
Yeah, I'm sure I would have.
So I was like preparing the ground, and I'd spoken with some of our assets, as I said already, and they had assured me they had locked off part of the forestry kind of area that we're in. Essentially, it was like a mountainous forestry kind of area that's hard to get to, but not impossible. People take long hikes there a lot, although those kinds of things. But they'd closed it off, stating maintenance and dangers and creatures, like millions of different things. Or at least that's what they told me. And I was there in the watching over the nest as the Phoenix actually landed.
I took a little mini vacation last year, and there was a hiking path closed off, but there was no obvious reason. So now I'm very suspicious. I don't know when this happened, but
well, you should know by now that if something's closed off, there's probably something to do with the CCI there.
I mean, yeah, but I thought it would be bad, as usual.
When did you do this?
It was about September last year.
September last year? No, this was literally a few weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it was something bad then. Good I didn't go in.
Yeah. Maybe it was a hide behind, who knows?
Probably.
Depends where you went. Or it could have literally been... You could have actually even been near one of the Phoenix's nests itself.
Maybe.
It just wasn't occupied. Or it was even occupied. That's one of the parts of that team's job to... If people could get too close, they'd try and direct them away. But, yeah, so the Phoenix itself, it landed in its nest not far away from me, and it was big, very, very kind of like beautiful nest, very ornate kind of looking, smelled amazing, so it definitely likes to put some spices around.
All right, I forgot about the spices.
Exactly. So it definitely likes to spice it up. And I was just really, really enjoying like the sight of it, because again, big, beautiful. When I was seeing it, it was the kind of red and gold, which we've kind of taken to be its mature age kind of colours. And it was beautiful to watch, and just seeing all of these kind of ornate sticks that it seems to choose. I could only assume that they've come from like different areas as well. It's not just like a local thing. It just kind of grabs sticks where it wants to and creates a nest. And I was just stood there watching this creature kind of going along. I had my camera out. I had my personal camera out as well because I wasn't missing this. I had to
Sure.
send you a video of some
Nobody
kind.
would want to miss this.
I'm sorry, okay?
I don't believe you are.
Probably not. That's why. But
Screw you.
but yeah, I was watching this and I didn't actually notice the sound of people approaching from behind. And as I was kind of transfixed by what I was witnessing here, I saw this group of like 2 or 3 hikers kind of move, like walking up. They kind of walk right up to me and just go, "You okay?" You know, asking because I was, you know, transfixed watching into this just random part of this hiking trail. And obviously I wasn't expecting them, and they're kind of going, "What's happening?" They look over at the Phoenix, and immediately they're going, "What the hell is that? That is insane."
Nothing to see here. Move along.
Like, just this big creature. Because at this point, like I say, it was bigger than an ostrich kind of size. And it was just there. And that's the moment it decided, or somehow, whatever it did, I didn't have an angle as to how the fire was lit. I don't know if it does it itself. That's for the research guys. They're currently going over the videos, etc., and looking at it from every single angle. Yeah. But that's the moment it burst into flames. At which point, I had 3 random hikers suddenly turn around and shout at me, "Why did you set that bird on fire?"
Incredible. Yeah. Why did you put it on fire?
I'm just kind of like looking at it, like standing here in this situation. So I'm standing here in this situation going, I'm not sure what to say here.
I swear. Here, let's do this podcast and explain everything.
I was just sat there going like, what do I say here? Because I didn't set it on fire, but this is a creature that people don't know about. We haven't spoken about it on the podcast, so we're not really like making it very well known. Plus, this is a certain location. This is a home location. Yeah, and right now, that's the other part. It smelled very, very nice. It smelled like I seasoned the damn thing before setting it on fire. As far as these people are concerned, I've seen like a big, beautiful, rare creature and thought, you know what, dinner. That's going to be amazing barbecue. So, you know, I'm kind of stood there like trying to like bask in this amazing once in 500 year, once in 1,000 year event. Yeah. While I've got 3 hikers who are trying to work out how you put the bird out. One of them is trying to work out if he can detain me because he thinks I'm obviously caught doing animal abuse. One person, I was just stood there, and in the end, I don't do this very often, but this is a bit of a charged situation. I was amazed by what was going on. I'd pressed, you know, not my panic button, but, you know, my backup button. That they've started rolling out, that you press the button and it discreetly sends a message to someone going, "Need help." Yeah. And at that point, I basically put my hand into my holster and pulled out my taser and just went, "No one moves. We will sort this out in a minute."
Okay, now the crazy animal abusers threatening people with a taser.
So
that's a way to de-escalate things.
Hey, it got everyone under control. Everyone stopped moving for a second. So yeah, I got to observe an amazing sight that no one else is ever going to see in real life.
Yeah, but
while at the same time detaining 3 members of the public. You know, forcibly detaining 3 members of the public to sort out this situation and prevent them from interfering with nature.
Incredible.
And that is the CCI in a nutshell, people. Incredible situations and incredible situations.
Yeah. And betrayal.
Yeah. Hey, I would have dragged you in, but honestly, I didn't have any control over this. I didn't even know what was going on. I literally got the call and just said, "You're going here." And then when I arrived, someone gave me like my briefing pack. Like, there's not much I can do, really.
Maybe you could have texted me at least, but
Well, I'd need your number.
you guys stop deleting it. At this point, I'm beginning to believe it's not an accident.
Well, you can certainly believe that if you would like. And Chris, bearing that in mind, what is another thing that people could believe if they would like to?
Well, you could believe that our Discord, which is linked in the episode description, is entirely 100% diddle free. So you can just join us there and talk about the show, talk about episodes we have done, talk about episodes you want us to do, because between Jack and I, we have met a lot of creatures and will probably meet a lot more before we finally die because we're being stupid. But yeah, chances are we'll be able to tell you about a thing that you're interested in, and also it's just a nice place to hang out. So just click the link and hang out, and be a part of our little Blink and Your Mythit community. And while you're doing all of that, Jack, what else could they be doing?
They could be going to their podcasting app of choice, or even YouTube, and listening to further episodes. They could be going back into our back catalogue, because at this point, we've recorded quite a few episodes, including a few specials. If you would like to hear how we absolutely killed it with Santa Claus, or...
we killed something, all right.
or how Chris interacted with what is essentially a god at some point.
Yeah.
Or my warning to the entire world of a creature that I really, really, really hope none of you have gone to look for. They're all there, and many, many more. We have quite a few episodes, and they are all evergreen, so you don't need to listen to them in any certain order. There might be a couple of jokes here and there that you don't understand, but go back, find a creature that you enjoy, and just learn about it. Learn about the world that exists that you weren't even aware of. And if you need a visual component, Chris spent a lot of time sweating over creating a wonderful visual component for you guys to enjoy, which you can find on our YouTube channel.
I did spend a lot of time sweating, but it wasn't necessarily related to that.
Oh, I wish we'd recorded that crash out. It would have been funny. But yeah, so at the same time, what else should they be doing, Chris, if anything?
As Jack should have informed you, the most important thing you could probably do is give us a rating, give us a comment, give us a subscription, because you know how the internet works. Everyone is just a slave of the algorithm. Quality of content doesn't matter anymore. All that matters is how good we are at convincing you to give us that sweet, sweet interaction. And
Chris and I can really convince you to interact.
We can convince you.
Yeah.
In good and bad ways.
In good and bad ways.
Yeah.
And don't forget, Chris really knows how to diddle.
I was gonna go there again, but I thought, nah, maybe that's played out. Anyway.
And on that note...
Anyway, on that note, share this podcast everywhere. You know how it goes. Annoy people with it. And I think before the diddling police comes along, this is probably a good place for us to stop.
Thank you very much for listening, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Our cops are diddlers. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.